Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Stories Behind the Sash, here by the Real KJ Talk Show. Today, I am your host, Onani Sigidi, and our guest today is Amanda. Hi, Amanda. How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm well, thank you. So, you just graduated. A huge congratulations. So, please tell the people who is Amanda outside of pageantry.
All right. So, I am Amanda. Actually, the name is not included in my document, but I'm known by Amanda. And then my documentation name, it's Nombulelo Valencia Ndimande. Usually, I use those names in my workspaces, but overall, I'm just Amanda. So, I am a kind person, and I love exploring and doing different things. Hence why I also decided to participate in Miss Face of Gauteng. And not only that, it's also a way of finding myself and getting to know who I am. So that's me.
That's beautiful. I think it is important to know who you are, even outside of certain things. So this is a huge milestone. So how are you feeling in this moment of, I'm a graduate? How do you feel about that?
I'm actually happy. Yeah, because with the course that I was doing, it was a bit challenging because I actually started in 2024, and when I entered the course, obviously it's because I was not working, and by that time I was struggling to get a job, and then I got exposed to this course, and then I decided, okay, let me now get into business because now I'm really struggling to get a job. So during this year, it was now time for us to graduate, of which this way I also got to get a job. So also I had like challenges having to focus on the business side and also having to be focusing on my new job that I had. So realizing that it was now time to graduate, I was happy because I know the struggle, how difficult it was. Yes.
It is a very huge achievement to overcome such a difficult course that you've mentioned. So, what was your core motivation to enter Miss Face of Gauteng?
Okay, the reason why I entered, since I was young, I've been told that, oh, you should do modeling, you should do this. Well, I was interested in such. Also, I was interested in ballet and ballroom. All right, and then as people kept on telling me that, you know what, you look like a model, you should model, why don't you participate in such? Then I decided one day, you know what, let me try this. Okay, I did try to apply, but there was no response. And then up until one day, I saw the advert about Miss Face of Gauteng, and I saw the requirement that it's free. So which means even they didn't require experience. So I was like, okay, that's me. Definitely I will qualify for this. And then that's when I entered. And the reason why I entered is because I feel like it's a childhood dream that I somehow needed to achieve. And also it was just a way of allowing myself to do something different.
Okay, so you are a qualified social worker specializing in mental health, right? So what drew you to such an important and necessary course?
Okay, can you please repeat the question for me? Yes.
So you're specializing, you graduated you're a qualified social worker.
Yes, by profession.
Yes, you're a qualified social worker specializing in mental health. What drew you to such an important and necessary course? Because mental health, it is something that's very important in this day and age. Mm-hmm. Yes. So what drew you to that course?
Why did I do it? Okay. I remember in grade 3, if I'm not mistaken, usually when you are young, you get asked, what is it that you want to be when you grow up? So I told them I want to help people, and then especially children. And then I was told, oh, you want to be a teacher? I was like, no. You want to be a police? No. You want to be a nurse? I'm like, no. But I want to be someone that helps others. And then I remember in grade 5, I think it was my math teacher, who then told us about a social worker, started explaining what is it that a social worker does. And then I was like, this is what I want to be. I went back home and I told them, this is exactly what I want to be. And I started doing a research to find out what does a social worker do. And then I realized that being a social worker, it means that It's either you can assist elderly, the youth, children. And then I was like, this is exactly what I need. So from a young age, I've been passionate about helping others, especially the young ones.
That's beautiful. I love that you said that. So this is your first time in pageantry with the masters in motion. Clock it. That's a very good thing. Why was this the right time for you to join Miss Face of Gauteng?
It was the right time because the opportunity came by. Because I feel like the same thing happened with my masters. For some time I've been trying to apply for a master's degree but with no luck. So eventually when I got a response, that's when I decided it's time, let me do it. So the same thing happened with Miss Face of Gauteng. I was like, okay, this is doable, so why not enter? So then I decided that this is my time to shine.
That's beautiful. That's really inspiring, actually. Hey, it's really beautiful. So, how have you used that mindset to overcome some challenges in your life?
I have been through so many challenges, and from them I have been learning something. Because whenever I come across difficulties, I always ask myself, what is there to learn? So I have realized that there are a lot of people who have certain things that they desire to do, but because of fear, they are unable to do that. Yes, sometimes fear is associated with being shy, but fear has like a lot of connotations around it. Because if you had to ask someone, why are you not doing this? Obviously, there would be some sort of excuses as to why they're not doing it. But if you try and look deep into that reason as why they're not doing it, you'll find that fear has to do with it. So I have decided that, you know what, I want to challenge fear, because I believe even with successful people, they went through what we are going through. So yeah, the aim is to challenge fear.
I feel that because as someone who's also fallen into the fear stigma that of not doing something because of fear, it really does stick to me and it stands out to me. It's really insightful. But as well, as someone who just is in doing their masters in social work, right? How do you plan to use your expertise in your journey in pageantry?
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, but not much of a challenge. I just need to be more disciplined in terms of knowing what are my priorities at the moment. Because with my masters currently, I would say it's not too much of work, because now I'm just focused on research, which is something that I can do on my spare time, should I say. And yeah, currently I'm able, because it's different things. Masters is more focused on academics, and then with Miss Face of Gauteng, it's more focused on practical things that I have to do, and with some of them it's something that I live to do, so it's not something new.
So what would you say is the one thing that you thought that Miss Face of Gauteng aligned with how you think and your mentality? What was the one thing that Miss Face of Gauteng put out there that aligned with who you are?
Okay, what I liked about it, one, I did not think there were certain activities that we had to do. I thought it was all about the walk and the face. But when we got there and then we were told that there are certain tasks that we need to do to prove that we deserve the crown, I really like that, because it's aligned with who I am. Already I am a social worker by profession, and not only just that, naturally I love assisting and doing things to empower people. So when we were given those tasks, it was something that I could relate to.
So what does success look like for you after your masters and maybe even after pageantry? How do you envision your life after that?
Okay, success for me is actually being able to do what you want to do and what you have always wanted to do, and also being also able to help others to be able to achieve certain things. That is success for me, not being limited by anything.
I really love that. I love the work you're doing and the effort you're putting into what you are doing. It shows you're passionate about it, and I can see that you are very passionate, and I love that about you. I love that about you. So, with tackling the tasks that are given to you, how would you say the emotional roller coaster of that is?
With regards to?
Completing your tasks.
With the task, I'm able to complete them. I've never been in a challenge where I struggle to complete a certain task. It's just that with time, I don't really have much time, and I sometimes wish that I had enough time so that I can do more than what is required. But so far, I'm able to do the task that I needed because, as I've said, with some of the tasks, they align with what I normally do on a regular basis.
That makes sense. So with like pageantry, what are some challenges that you've like came across outside of the tasks? Like parts of the pageant where you're like, whew, this might be too much for me, you know? Yeah.
I think it's the one for votes. That one is really a challenge. I didn't think it was going to be a challenge, but I see that it is a challenge because really I've been struggling to get more votes, you know. But I am trying to advertise myself there and there. But I can tell that from all the tasks that we're given, that one is a challenge for me.
Do you feel like you have a firm support system when it comes to your pageant journey?
Yes, I do have support, especially when it comes to my family and then also with my friends. Yeah, there is support.
So in any part of your life, were there like moments where you felt like I just feel like giving up, but you kept on pushing? And if so, what kept you pushing?
For now, okay, I think it was the first time when we entered, okay, because when I looked at the requirement, it felt like it was going to be a struggle having to do them. So I was hesitant, but at the same time, because it was not only about winning, the reason why I entered, it was also about challenging myself. I told myself, at least I should try and fail where I fail, but I shouldn't just quit just because I fear something that I have not yet done.
That's beautiful. I love that mentality you have. It really does speak a lot, and I think it will too for the viewers watching this. So looking at your life right now, and then going back to your younger self, what would you say is the one thing or a couple of things if you have that you would tell your younger self?
Okay, with my younger self, I actually liked my younger self. It's just that my younger self didn't have a voice. I wish, okay, I think I'm getting emotional. I wish she was able to talk at that time because I felt like if she had started talking, then I feel like she would have already been able to do what she has desired to do from such a young age. Because when I recap on my thoughts that I used to have when I was young, I could tell that I was directed somewhere. But because I was quiet, it was just me and my thoughts, then I couldn't get any help. It's only now I realized that actually only if I allowed myself to talk.
I think talking is something that should be done. Even I myself do think it's important for one to talk in certain situations to get help. So, since you're specializing in mental health, how do you protect your own mental health, and how do you plan on protecting and supporting other people's mental health?
With mental health, it can be challenging. Because one moment you might think that you are in control, and then the next thing you are being affected without even realizing that I am now affected and I'm now not taking care of myself. But what has helped me to be able to monitor if I'm in the right space when it comes to my well-being, it's the 8 dimensions. Since I've started work, I have been exposed to a concept called the 8 dimensions. It's actually 8 factors that are part of our life, such as the physical, emotional, social, intellectual, financial. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting any, but there are 8 of them. So with those 8 dimensions, you are able to tell which part of your life needs attention by looking at them separately. So for example, you can decide to say, okay, I want to evaluate my well-being by looking at the social. How is my social life? Because what is important is that with these dimensions, there should be a balance between them. There shouldn't be a dimension that is neglected. So you look at your social. How is my social? If you find that with your social you have no one, you are alone, that means there's no balance. But if you look at your social and you be like, okay, I have one friend or I have one family member that is just here with me, then that dimension is balanced. And then you move on to the financial. How is my financial dimension? Am I using my money wisely, or am I having challenges? Because what happens is that if one dimension gets affected, whole of your dimensions get affected. For example, let's say with the occupational, you are not working, there's no job. So obviously it's going to affect your finance, your emotions, social life. So that's what I do.
That's really insightful. Hey, I think it's really important to have people like you on podcasts because you educate in a way, you understand? So I love that. So what would you say are the challenges that a lot of people, specifically young people, face in this day and age?
I would say it's information and access, because I feel like for everyone they have something that they want to do, whether it's business or it's school or it's anything that can lead them into success. But the problem is, do they have enough information in terms of how can they do it, and do they have access? So I think that is the challenge. And then another one, obviously, I think it's also motivation. I feel like sometimes there's less support, because I feel like there are so many problems. Everyone is just focused on their problems. But only if we could try once in a while to just support each other, yeah, it could work best.
I understand what you're saying. So with Miss Face of Gauteng, have you felt like the sisterhood there is strong? How do you feel about the girls there and the sisterhood that you are building with the other girls?
Okay. I actually love strangers and I like meeting up with new people. So for me to be exposed to such environment, I was happy, and also the fact that they did emphasize that we are here to build sisterhood. That made it even easier for me to engage, because now everyone has been made alert that we are also here to build sisterhood. So which means if I approach someone, I know that they will also be willing to socialize or engage with me. And so far, I have been able to engage with some of our sisters. Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And also, when it comes to your journey as Miss Face of Gauteng semi-finalist, how do you think, how do you wish to portray your advocacy in this journey?
Currently, we are using social media to be able to market ourselves. What I also like about this is that as much as we are now marketing ourselves, I'm also getting a chance to serve as a role model, because I've told myself that I may not be able to go around preaching and saying, do this, do that, this is how you should do it. But I've always told myself that if, at least with my life, I could be able to preach or to spread the word, let it be. So with this platform, it's now going to allow me to have that exposure, because we're also encouraged to share what we do on a regular basis. So by doing that, I believe that people will get to see who I am, what I do, and from there they will be motivated and encouraged. And even if they want to reach out, I believe now it's going to be much more easier to do so.
I hear you. Before we get deep into your advocacy, I want you to please tell the people what exactly is your advocacy and what you advocate for during your journey as Miss Face of Gauteng semi-finalist.
Okay, I believe from the conversation that we've had, I've already highlighted what is my advocacy, okay? Because I didn't want to be specific in terms of what is it that I want to advocate for, but I wanted to, okay, so my advocacy is about holistic wellness. So I chose holistic wellness because I wanted to include everyone, and secondly, I wanted to focus on the 8 dimensions that I was talking about. So that is my advocacy.
Okay. So where do you see yourself in the next 5 years from now on?
In the next 5 years, I see myself being a business person. Already, I do have a small business that I have started, but hopefully in the next 5 years, I will now be having businesses that are stable. And not only that, I also want to have, I don't know what I'm going to call it or what kind of platform am I going to use, but I want to start investing in helping young people. Yeah.
When you say helping young people, like, could you elaborate more on that?
Okay, I'm actually doing Masters of School Social Work, so which means I want to specialize in being a social worker that assists children. I've also had an idea that one day, even if it's not an NPO, because sometimes if you have to open an NPO, it can be a process. It can be something that is an individual. I think they now do offer where you can have something that is just on your name. It doesn't have to be a business like where you have to have like the director. Yeah. So my dream is that I want to have something where I will start grooming young people, because I feel like with parents, for them, with children, how can I explain it? They do not support them enough in terms of guiding them to grow up well. It's only when they grow up and then they start having challenges, and then that way they are being told about life. But I want to groom them while they're still young, to tell them that this is what happens, and when this happens, this is what you can do. Because I feel like we shouldn't wait for us to go to varsity before knowing what is it that we want to do. From a young age, we should be able to know which direction we are headed to.
Okay, what do you think is the biggest misconception people have on social workers or mental health professions?
Okay, I think the biggest is that they do not understand what is the role of a social worker. Every time they hear social worker, they always think, oh, vouchers, sometimes SASAs, RDP houses and things like that. But social worker is not only about that. We also do therapy, counseling. It's more related to what psychologists do. It's just that we have different methods that we do. So that's one of the things that they don't understand.
Okay. And I hear you, because it's diverse. It's one course, but there's so many different aspects of the course. I understand. Okay, so what role do you think young women play in changing the narrative for South Africa's like mental health in children in South Africa?
What young people are currently doing now, it's different from how our adults would do things. I'm not sure what concept to use, but we are now open, we are talking about things, we are making things known and out there, and we are not afraid to question things and to ask. So that is what we are bringing in. Hence why sometimes we are seen as if we are difficult because of the questions that we have and the challenge that we come up with.
I think we as a generation have learn to ask questions and ask to be educated in a way, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. But that is a wrap of our interview. Thank you so much, Amanda, for sharing your hearts and sharing that anything is possible if you're willing to try. And thank you so much for the viewers watching. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That logo, where is it? Is it written here? No, it's not written.
Do it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not written. Oh, dream it,
Yeah,
wish
okay,
it.
you guys gotta say it's a rap, guys. Dream it, wish it, do it. Yeah. Like that, right?
Okay.
Wait, I'm supposed to say it's a rap.
No. Okay, so rather, this is how you're gonna do it.
Okay.
Just do this. It's a rap, guys, and put the mic in the middle. Do it.
Okay.
Like in the middle. Like
Yeah,
right here. Yeah. Wish it, do it, do it. With the next time.
Okay, can I also add my logo on that note? My
Okay.
slogan. Yeah.
What?
My slogan. I have a slogan.
Okay.
But so I'm gonna be like, okay, it's a rap, guys, and then you're gonna share your slogan, and then I'm gonna end it off with
Dream it, live it. Yeah.
We should do it.
I think it would be good for you guys to go through here to do this.
Your logo as well.
No, I'm saying she does her slogan, and then
We do
do
both
the-
the
yeah,
dream
yeah,
it.
she does
Yes.
Do it, wish it, what parts, yeah.
Dream it, wish it, do it.
Now, are we quickly good?
I'm not the one. I'm not the problem. I also forgot it.
Yeah, I tend to forget it.
Okay,
Okay.
are you ready, guys?
Okay, that's a wrap, guys.
Alright, with that being said, I would like to say ningakhohlwa ukuthi kumele nidlalele ngalapha enifisa ukuya ngakhona. Yazi ngidisturbe yini.
Yeah.
When you kept on saying this, I'm asking myself.
She has a vibe. She has a vibe. Yeah, she has a vibe. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're gonna.
Okay.
Okay, that's a wrap, guys. Last words from Amanda.
Alright, I would like to say ningakhohlwa ukuthi kumele nidlalele ngalapha enifisa ukuya ngakhona.
You guys heard that. Dream
It, wish it, do it.
Okay, we're gonna do
Okay.
it.
No, you don't have to pass it on the mic. You said when to just put it a bit down.
Like here.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright. Ready?
That's a wrap, guys. Let's get last words from Amanda.
There's nothing much that I need to say ngaphandle kokuthi dlalela ngala ofisa ukuya ngakhona.
You guys heard that.
Dream it, wish it, do it.
You guys happy?
Okay, maybe there should have been some sort of a transition.
Yes.
Yokuthi singene kuyo,
Yes.
singavele singene.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a wrap, guys. Wait from Amanda. Then we have one. Magaqeda, you did Magaqeda. Then you just,
But isn't that like also the same thing as
Yeah,
what
it's
we
the
just,
same.
Yeah, what we just did.
So I'm not sure if it's okay because we just jump
yeah.
into that logo without
No, rather jump
introducing it.
as your first of Gauteng semi-finalist. Right, that'll be better. After second delay,
Hello, so-
slogan. And then you say, as your first of Gauteng semi-finalist, we should do it. I think that sounds better. It sounds
Okay.
much better.
Okay, wait, can you please? So I'm saying last words. You say your slogan, and then
It goes
And
back to you.
It's back to you. As your first of Gauteng semi-finalist, we should.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, ready? Two.
Okay, so that is a wrap for today. Last words from Amanda.
Dlalela ngalapho ufuna ukuya ngakhona.
As your semi-finalist for Miss Face of Gauteng,
Dream it, wish it, do it.